Nasty work. Welcome to the Man Lucrative Podcast. I'm the host, the one, the only Magneto 7 in the building. And this episode is brought to you by Jay's Deli. Listen, if you need a halal, a real good halal sandwich, some wings, some fries, the joint with the bacon bits, yo, go over to Jay's Deli on Lawrenceville Highway. They will hook you up. Tell them Magneto 7 sent you from the Man Lucrative Podcast. All right, let's go to the guests. Let's go to my co-host. My chat is the co-host for the day. I need y'all to talk back to me because we're going to have some fun today. We 64, what up, me dog? Producer very close, what up? K on IG, what's up? Hey, Amanda, hey, girl, I ain't seen you. Amanda, hey, girl, I ain't seen you in a minute. How you been, girl? Oh, man. Everybody else that was being, Ryan, what's going on? Muhammad, what's going on? Shoes, Bronze, what's going on? Everybody, what's going on? B-Mont, what up? So listen, we are going to have some fun today. I have receipts. I like to have receipts. It's something about receipts when you do a podcast. It just makes it that much more better. It makes it that much more better. It's like, oh, Shazam! Produce close to say, man, listen. We gonna have some fun. But let me look. You know I'm gonna slow walk this. I got a whole hour with y'all. A whole hour. So I got a few little things that happened over the weekend I want to talk about, and then we gonna dig into this Timbaland situation because it is nasty work. First off, too, before I start, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the Mad Lucrative Podcast on YouTube. Mad Lucrative Podcast on YouTube, Mad Lucrative Network, Lucrative Love Podcast, everything over there on YouTube. Holla at me. All right. Can't say Messy Man in the building. All right, Messy Man is in the building. Yes. The little Scorpio, so y'all know the little scorpion on the Scorpio symbol, the little tail part with the pointy part? That's all y'all gonna get today. Straight spicy. Spice Man Jackson is what you're gonna get. But I had a little small weekend recap because I was at work earlier this week and I wanted to just get all of my parents hip to what's going on, right? Amanda says energy on 1,000. Yes, my energy is here. It's here. This is a thing too. And I'm gonna talk about the kids because it's something I want to address first. But make sure every time y'all see me online, y'all know I'm consistent. Y'all know I'm a consistent type of energy. So if y'all ever see anything otherwise, just know something's probably up, right? I'm never the person. Look, I'm sorry I got to start talking like this now. I'm never the person that's going to hurt myself. I'm never the person that's going to harm myself. If anything ever happened weird, just know I've always been on top of my business in some shape, form, or fashion. So if anything comes up, because these are deep waters and deep territory. That's why I always censor myself when I do certain podcasts. I don't go all the way in and expose everything that I think is going on. But more than likely, if I think it, it's probably already in the works. The whole Timbaland situation, I've been calling a lot of this stuff out way before now. Y'all are just now catching up. But thank y'all, all the new subscribers. Thank y'all. We almost at 32,000 too. How about that? Almost at 32,000. Jay Whitley, what's going on, bro? So anyway, what I was gonna say is, while I was at work earlier this week, I was in the middle of servicing somebody's water line, right? And I saw a pool. It was a HOA association, but I saw a pool that it was filled up, mad folk over there. Then I heard somebody scream. It's like, ah, right? I'm not making this funny. This is not funny. This is not meant to be funny. This is made to be a PSA. But I was walking, and of course, me, the dad in me, the man in me, could not just hear somebody scream and not see that something is going on. Now, this is the thing. It was a HOA association. So they had a fence all the way around the pool. Big pool. I'm talking about like 16 feet deep is probably the deepest it would go. Well, lo and behold, they picked up a little boy out of the water. Little boy. And it was packed full of adults. The pool was packed full with adults, right? They picked this little boy up out the water. He's limp, right? So they lay him on the side of the pool, and they're attempting to perform CPR. I have not seen this in a long time. And I'm saying this because I know a lot of our parents, they feel like they have the ability to be on their phones and while they're at the pool and you get your kids and stuff out there. Please make sure you tend to your kids when y'all at the pool. Because I don't know. I saw by the time I left, I know the fire department came, two fire department trucks came, police came, the ambulance came. I don't know what happened to the little boy. I have not seen anything on the news about a kid dying or passing, but I just want to make sure that everybody be alert, please. I ask you to be alert. I know mine like to jump in our pool, and our pool ain't that deep. The deepest our pool goes like 4 feet deep. It's not that deep, but nevertheless, we still like, nah. Are we outside? Are we outside with you? Not, don't go out there. Like, and so, please, let's tend to our kids. Let's tend to our kids. All right, I don't want to make it too dark. I don't want to make it too dark. I just felt like I had to say that. I had to say that. Lord Jesus. All right, on the bright side, and this is one thing on the bright side that we're gonna touch on Timbaland. No, we're not gonna touch on Timbaland. Not touch. I ain't touching nothing. We're not touching. Well, on the subject of Timbaland, we're gonna touch on the subject. All right, so one other thing, it's another PSA. All of my residents that's in Atlanta, I think Charlotte might be getting to be like this too. But all of my residents that's in Atlanta, all of my future entrepreneur business owners, please do not open up any more brunch spots. We're done. We don't need it. We don't need it. No, I'm not gonna touch on ice either. I'm not touching on none of that. We gonna make this all music technology. This is what this whole podcast is gonna be about. I'm not gonna touch on ice, but please, no more brunch spots in Atlanta. No more. I'm gonna tell you why. This is the thing. And for real, I can only give you my experience. What I've happened, yo, producers say pause. Yes, please pause. No, we ain't touching on nothing. Now to think about it, how many songs have Timbaland done for Diddy? It's gonna be messy today. Tim did mad songs for Diddy, ain't he? Go figure. No, I'm not gonna do it. Not gonna do it. Kay says, "Why, friend? We don't need it." I'm about to tell you why. This is every time I've attempted to take my family out, or every time my family goes out, right? We got two daughters. I don't want to hear the DJ. And maybe I don't consider myself an elitist. I'm not even in that financial bracket just yet. But we don't want to hear the DJ every time we go out to eat brunch. When we eat breakfast, we don't want to get served some mimosas. I don't want to see the girl. Well, I mean, maybe. I might want to take that one back. I was like, we don't want to see the girl with the BPL. Maybe we do. Just depends. Depends on how you're feeling for the day. But no, it's been so taxing trying to find really good restaurants for families in Georgia. And I'm gonna let y'all know this: all of y'all that's opening them brunch spots, the only people y'all catering to is the college students, and y'all catering to the people that's fast. Maybe some of the divorcees. It's like, yo, they're out trying to technically meet people, but you have a whole surplus of people that have families that got bags. So I would advise you, don't open up a brunch spot. The next person that opens up a brunch spot, Shazam. No more brunch spots. We don't need it. All right. I think we're good. All of the business is handled. Now let's get to the work. Let's get to this work. So recently, I was trying not to make this particular episode about Timbaland because last week I got on him big time, right? And this week, I wasn't really trying to do it again, but it's just like the pod guys just kept sending this to me. It's just more stuff. The first thing happened, I think y'all could go on last week's episode too and look. I went in probably for about 30 minutes, just Timbaland and the AI artists. It was Timbaland and the AI artists, right? And I was projecting, or I was presenting all of the options that'll probably come up as a result of Timbaland owning the AI artists, right? Hopefully everybody follows me because we're going to talk about the production side of it today. But last week I talked about the AI artists. I said, okay, what he's probably doing is he's trying to fail proof a lot of the stuff he's doing as it relates to getting artists in the studio, getting people to reference songs, getting all of these things, right? I said he probably don't want to work with people no more, right? He might be jaded, or he's been in some of these meetings, as I've heard. I'll say it like that. I've heard. He's probably been in some of these meetings where they are talking about how the big three, Sony, Universal, Warner, They're probably talking about how they can implement AI technology into their business model. Outside of just the administration, they're probably trying to figure out how to do it on the creative side of things. So what they could do, now everybody can own 100% of the publishing. They can own 100% of the royalty, 100%. They don't have to bust nothing down with artists, right? That was what I was thinking last week. I said, all right, cool. Not cool because I don't agree with it. I understand it. I'm a capitalist. I'm sorry. I'm a capitalist as well. But I said, I get where they probably are trying to go. But then this week, it got a whole lot nastier. Timbaland was a nasty boy. He's a nasty boy. He's a nasty boy. All right. So it's a producer. It was a yo stupid. It's a producer by the name of K Fresh, right? I've heard of K Fresh because all of us are kind of in that. I don't want to say beat maker economy, but that's what y'all say. That's the economy that y'all put us in as it relates to social media, right? So K Fresh is fire. I love. He's kind of like me. He's in the soul production, soul producer category. And everything he does, his chops are phenomenal. I feel like he plays the instrument too. He's dope. He's super dope. But before I heard K Fresh, somebody sent me Timbaland and said, "Is this what you was talking about?" And I said, listen for a while. I said, yeah, that's exactly what I was talking about. He said, so are we already in a position where Timbaland can sit down in front of a computer and tell the computer, yo, give me some drums in 85 BPMs and I want a song in A flat and I just like A flat. I always use A flat. Give me a song in A flat and I want it to feel like something I did in 1995, but I want you to put it in 2025. And then the AI generates a song, right? I was just honestly, y'all, the way I do these podcasts, everything that y'all hear is just my brain. My weird, awkward brain. My brain is always going, right? So every time y'all might see something that's simple, I see it as, oh, this is an opportunity for somebody to make some money. Because this is one of my business coaches told me a while ago. He said, look, if you are on social media, it's not free. Rebuttal? My rebuttal was, of course it's free. I didn't have to pay anything for it. I just get online and I scroll, do whatever I do. He said it's not free. You're paying for that in time. You're paying for that with your eyes. I was like, okay, I'm paying for that with my eyes. It didn't click. I ain't gonna front. Maybe I'm a little bit on the slow bus. It didn't click at first. So I the more I started developing the podcast and then the YouTube channel started to monetize and now we start looking at analytics and we're looking at retention rate and we're looking at all this stuff. Okay, within an hour long podcast, how long are people going to stay watching this video, right? I'm studying all this stuff. I said, oh, I get it now. I get what he meant. Everything that we're doing online, we're not technically paying for it in cash, but you're paying for it in attention. And then the person that is capitalizing is the platform. I said, that boy is a genius. Lord Jesus, look at that. Look at God. So now, let's bring it to Timbaland. Every time I've seen him do music reviews, and I'm a record on repeat. I've been saying this over and over. Every time I've seen him do music reviews, it was never from the point of him pouring into an artist. I've never seen, and when I say pour into an artist, the way I like to do music reviews that I did, I might bring them back. I don't know. What y'all think? I might bring them back. I might. I don't know. No. But the way I like to do music reviews, I feel like it's a counseling session. The people will come into the studio virtually. They play their song. While they're playing their song, I will pull all of the artists' social media platforms up. And I'm looking at their TikTok, I'm looking at their Facebook, I'm looking at their Instagram. And I'm like, okay, I'm hearing your music. You got decent music, but I'm looking at your platform. The way you're setting things up right now, it is not possible for you to win in this new economy for music or content. And I would give advice based off of the things that I would see, off of the analysis that I would make in this space, right? So when I go over to Timbaland's platform, it would be him and four other people on the screen. But yet, Big Jesus, yet it was four other people on the screen, 700 people in the chat, 700 people, 1,000 people, 1,200 people in the chat. Now most people say, well, yeah, Timbaland he is the Timbaland. Look at this, look at how he's his accolades. He's got the Grammys, he got all this stuff. I said, all right, cool, I get that, I understand that. But from the standpoint of value, how much value have I ever seen Timbaland provide to an independent artist? And I sit back and I let people think. And they say, okay, the value he provide for independent artists. I say, yeah. Who has Timbaland touched musically, where he's given them the sauce and they made millions or they made 100,000 or not even 100,000. He may have just given a little extra little push. Like, you got this, right? Like, you're a phenomenal person. Pouring into the artist, pouring into one person. Shouts out to Tracy, because Tracy set this up. Shouts out to you. But I think it was about 2 years ago. Tracy, correct me if I'm wrong or right. I think it was about 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. I had Lil Russell on the podcast. This is before y'all found him. This is before. This is before he did the whole Boy Wonder Hit Boy beat. This is before all of that, right? I had Lil Russell on the podcast. On this pod that y'all watching right now. Oh yeah, this is episode 198. We almost at 200. Hey. But anyway, Lil Russell was on the pod, and I'm just listening to some of the game. And some of the stuff, I ain't gonna front. Some of the stuff that he was talking about, he was teaching me. I got my notes out like, yo, this dude is ridiculous. He is the new version of Jay-Z. That's what I said. I said, yo, do you really? And y'all can go look at the clips. Y'all can go look at that podcast. It's me and him on the cover. I said, do you realize the power that you possess with what you're about to do, or what you can do? If you keep going and you build on it, do you realize what this is going to be in the near future? And LaRussell in return says, what you mean? He said, oh, you mean? I said, no. I said, the power that you possess, like, you have the ability to break through so many barriers independently. So many. I said, dude, just keep going. Like, you got it, bro. He was like, okay, thank you, big homie. He said, I do feel like it. I feel like I got it. He said, yeah, I do. I feel it. I said, that's all I need to know. All I need to know. But sessions like that, touch points like that, when you're pouring into artists, have we ever seen Timbaland do that? I'll wait. Have you watching this right now? Have you ever seen Tim pour into an artist like that? I'm gonna say no. And then on top of that, I'm just like, how is everybody continue to co-sign the foolishness? How ain't nobody woke up from the dream? It was all a dream. I used to be. Ain't nobody woke up just yet. But now guess what? Your A's done woke up. Yeah. Your A's done woke up. So back to what was brought to me this week. Producer K Fresh did a beat, and that beat is ridiculous. Well, this is the thing. And I got comparables too, so we're gonna have some fun today. Dre, what's going on, big dog? We're gonna have some comparables today, because this is what this is the music business that I know. Right? Now, Rock City, they may have had a different situation. The Dream, they may have had he had a different situation. Tricky Stewart, different situation. My particular music business that I remember before going pretty much all independent, the business that I remember is this. The whole idea of thievery, yeah, that's nothing new. That is far from something new. Let me pull this clip up right quick, because I think this is when it gets spicy. I think when anyone's trying to tell the truth, right, or when anybody's trying to lie, either or, it's a little bit of both mixed in both of those, right? Right? So there is a lie, there is an act of the lie, and then there's proof of the lie. There's the lie. Follow me. There's the lie, then there's the act of the lie, then there's the proof of the lie. Timbaland committed all of these in one sitting. So everybody that's watching this on YouTube, y'all can't see it, but y'all can't hear it on TikTok. Y'all will be able to hear this is the lie, and I'm gonna pull the lie up first, and then y'all let me know what y'all hear because I think this is comical. And this is the stuff that Tim is doing. And let me first reference by saying this too, because I want to make sure I say everything in love, right? After saying all that, I want to make sure I say everything in love. I don't have any ill intent on going after Tim. It's not Tim that I'm going after, right? It is the idea that he's presenting as it relates to creatives. It's the idea that he's presenting. Again, I am not attempting to go after Tim. It is the idea that he's presenting. The idea that he's presenting is going to go towards the people that own the labels, the people that cut the checks, the board members. The idea is, well, yo, we can just go to Tim and he has the AI technology. And this new movie that we're doing for Marvel, we can just roll out his AI artist on the Marvel movie, and now he can just control all of the publishing for the movie. That's the idea. Ta-da. That's why I be like, yo, please make sure y'all listen. Like, I'm not just on here just kicking the ish with y'all. I want to make sure I'm providing some type of value when I do these podcasts. And the funny thing, I don't even know if I will be able to post this particular episode that I'm doing right now. I don't know if I'm gonna post this on YouTube. I might shoot a whole nother episode just for YouTube on the back end because it's gonna get deep. Give me a second. I'm gonna pull the screen up. And if anybody got any questions while I'm pulling the screen up, let me know. But it's different. It's different. It's scary. It's something to be aware of. I don't think it's something to completely fear, unless you're just not gonna compete. If you choose to not, and we're gonna go deep. All right. So this is the lie right here. All right. This is. Remember I said it. Remember I said it. It's the lie, it's the act, and then it's the proof of the lie. It's the lie, it's the act, and it's the proof of the lie. This right here is the lie. All right, and y'all see this. Y'all see the screen. Let me get the audio for you. Give me a second. It'll come over art. Why do you think music sucks right now? Because everybody's chasing views and numbers, thinking that that's what they. Now this is Timbaland talking to an artist over one of those music reviews that I was telling about.
When Instagram came out, that's when I think it started.
Now here's what I got. Another question. I'm gonna ask you, Timbo, because you can tell it right here. Lie. You can be real with everybody. Have you ever used anybody's shit on your or the Timbo I do to run through Suno?
Hell no.
Okay.
Y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. Let me play it back one more time.
It'll come over art. Why do you think music sucks right now? Because everybody's chasing views and numbers, thinking that that's what they.
When Instagram came out, that's when I think it started.
Now here's what I got. Another question. I'm gonna ask you, Timbo, because you can tell it right here. Lie. You can be real with everybody. Have you ever used anybody's shit on your or the Timbo I do to run through Suno?
Hell no.
Okay.
Hold
on. Y'all heard him. That's not me. This is not AI. He did this. All right. Everything I'm saying, he did it. All right. Listen to the rest of the conversation.
Hold on. First of all, why would I use somebody when I got my own shit?
Okay, so that's
no. Hold on. But like, I just want people to think like,
yo, every time somebody know to get caught in the lie. Yeah. Every time somebody get caught in the lie, hey, bro, come on, bro. Who you talking to, bro? Watch.
Why would I use? No disrespect to y'all, but y'all ain't on my level. So I'm just being honest. I got hold on. Why ain't gotta do? I'm just saying. I have drives, and Guru know this. Drives upon drives.
Yo. Why is he deviating away from the answer? The question was, Crowded Day Walker is nasty. The question, tell me, listen. The question was, sir, I wish we record. If we were recording, he was on the stand, be like, dog, now you sure this is the answer that you want to go with? The question was, have you ever used anybody else's, I'm going to say stuff, and put it through Suno to create a beat? His answer was no. Now he gets defensive. Let's listen to what else he got to say.
Therefore, I'm going to reimagine all of my music. You understand? And then I'm going to tell the person on my live, say, yo, because they doing a generic way. I said, no, this is reimagine your work. This is how you do it. This is how you do it. I want to learn how to pump to better my sound. But
Yo, I gotta bring something out. Look, why is Guru looking like that? Yo, everybody on TikTok. It's Timbaland and Guru on the live. And I'm assuming they were listening to independent artists. Guru has been like this the whole time. Nigga, you know you been stealing stuff. You and Jay just talked about the beat that Tim, we are literally going through litigation for the beat that you did in 2020. Are you really gonna do this?
I'm just trying to educate you.
I'm gonna say this though. Regardless of the fact that may be true, if people are making prompts or making shit to get the likeness of you, and you're not receiving compensation,
hello.
We gotta figure when the fuck did algorithm come over art?
Huh? Okay, y'all heard that. Alright. Okay. Alright, so that right there, ladies and gentlemen, that was the lie. Alright? That was the lie that Timbaland told. So do y'all think that he had okay, so again, let's start in the chat. How many of y'all think that Timbaland actually steals beats? How many of y'all think he steals beats? I'm gonna say no. Okay, you said a straight face. He don't steal beats. He don't never steal no beats. He borrows them for a little while. It's the difference between stealing the beat and just borrowing it. Like, he just borrowed a beat. Yo! Yeah, he said yes, he doesn't play keys. He's been doing it. I'm just saying, we gotta put two and two together. Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's do this. If you find somebody to say they're a music producer, they don't know how to play no drums, don't know how to play no keyboard, you know how to push a button, you do this. Push another button. I would be thinking about this, right? Even with the beat makers, I'll say this. Even with beat makers, if it's a person that has the ability to chop up samples in a certain sequence and make a whole song say something different, and the drums do something different, the keys do. Okay, I'll still lend you grace. That's a producer to me. I'll still give you that, cause that's an art. It's an art. I seen Havoc do it with his bare hands. I've seen him do it. So it's certain people that's like, okay, all right, cool. So now that was the lie. Now it's time. It's time for the act. Now it's time for the act. I'm gonna do this, and y'all saw my reel. I think we up to 11,000 views on that particular video. But y'all seen this. It's nothing new. Let me pull this up. Give me a second, y'all. For some reason, all of my Wi-Fi is just a little bit slow today. I think it's because it was raining, but we gotta figure that out. Got a hard wire or something. All right, so look, check it out. Check this out. Check it out. This is Timbaland committing the act right here. All right, and I want y'all to let me know if this sounds like the same beat. Listen. Now, what he does in between this part, he's calling out a prompt. Timbaland to call out a prompt. I'm assuming there's a microphone or something hooked up to the computer. It's like it stops playing for a little while. The prompt figures out what sound it's going to use, and now watch what happens. I promise I said this was going to be happening. Look at this. Listen. He said, yeah. Okay, all right. So y'all heard that. And this, folk, you got to stop lying. Stop your lying. Because it's stupid. This is stupid. Y'all heard the first. I'm going to play this beat for you. This is the proof. That was the act. This is the proof right here. Let me see. It says view Magneto 7 story. All right, we could do that. I didn't know it was like that. My bad, y'all. Give me a second. And this is producer K Fresh. K Fresh is the original producer that did this beat, and he is phenomenal. But listen, just hear it. Listen. All right, y'all heard that, right? Listen, listen. Y'all heard it. Yo, yo, yo. This is. Okay. All right, all right. You know what? I know what it is. I know exactly what it is. I know exactly what it is. Crowd that walks in. That's disgusting. All right, you know what? I know what it is. I know what it is. When the person came on Timbaland's live and he said, "Yo, do you have you ever used anybody else's stuff and fed it through Suno?" He didn't realize he didn't understand he didn't understand the question because that is exactly what he did. So this is why I've been telling a lot of y'all I'm looking at fading to the black, right? And not from the standpoint of just of not creating anything musically, but this is what's happening right now. And all of my producers, please make sure you come close. All of my singers and songwriters, please make sure you come close. Follow all of the stuff. Follow the Man Look at the Podcast. Follow me everywhere. Because this is what's happening. The corporate giants that we have lent our rights to. That's what we're doing. Every time we post on social media, you're lending your rights to everybody and everything. When you go on TikTok, you're lending your rights to them. When you go over to IG, you're lending your rights to them. Well, every time we do this, they're for one collecting data, and for two, they're trying to figure out a way to sell you something. If they're not going to sell you something, then they're going to figure out a way to use you to sell something. They're going to figure out a way to use you to sell something. It was a particular Black Mirror episode. Thank you for the follows, yo. But it was a particular Black Mirror episode that they were talking about. I think it was called The Mean Angry Jane or something like that. Well, in this particular episode of Black Mirror, it was a white lady that woke up in the middle of I think she was just in her office. In the office, and she got fired. She was like the boss. She was doing all this stuff. But what was happening? Watch this, and this is what makes me think like I can't just watch content and not see something in it. What was happening in this particular Black Mirror episode? She got fired. She went to her car. It was a sequence of events that was happening, and they said, okay, well, what? Well, you don't be sleeping with your husband, and then she met with a ex, and then all this stuff happened in her real life. Well, what happened is she got to her house, sat down to turn the TV on. Soon as she turned the TV on, everything that happened throughout her day was on TV. I'll say it again. Everything that happened in her day, from her getting fired to her ex calling her, to her going to a specific restaurant, to her driving a certain car, to the arguments that she had with certain people, everything was playing back on TV. But it was a character. At this point, it was another character that was playing her life. So in this movie, in the virtual movie, everything started to catch up in real time. So say I'm on the podcast with y'all right now, right? This would literally be showing on the TV screen, me on the podcast talking about y'all, and then after I get off, let's say I go get some donuts. It shows on TV. I feel like what's happening right now, all of the big companies are trying to figure out a way to do that. They're trying to figure out a way to do that. Monetize your life. They're trying to figure out a way to do that. So for me, I would prefer that we beat them to it. The way you beat them to it is you come up with creative ways to create content. You come up with creative ways to make money. This is why I get so angry when it comes to producers too. All right, this is another thing. We can't be so freaking trustworthy. I used to be like that a long time ago. Hey, Elle, what's going on, girl? I used to be trustworthy a long time ago, right? But what happened was, and I'm gonna tell you this. This is on a simplified level. This is after a Grammy. This is after Billboard Awards. This is after Platinum Plaques and my first gold. This is after all of this stuff. There was a particular manager. I caught wind that he was in the city. I stay in Atlanta. I caught wind that he was in the city selling 2 tracks of my beats to people. Trustworthy. That's when I was trustworthy. But now watch this. Watch this. This is the cold part. At the time, y'all always hear me talk about my broke season when I was super broke and I didn't have anything and I was trying to bum $500 off of this person. I had negative $250 in the account. That season right there, during that season, this particular manager was going in a city selling Magneto 7, Grammy winning Magneto 7 beats for $3,000 a pop. He'll go to somebody's studio. Hey, look, I got these Nito beats. It's three band. I don't know how many thousands of beats that he sold without my knowledge. And the story was this, and I only found out a few. It was 2 different ways. I don't never really just listen to one person say a thing and trust what they saying. Like I trust that they're giving me the truth. I don't do that. I have to have confirmation for a lot of stuff. Well, what happened was I was in IKEA with my wife, and we was walking, and I saw this one artist. I was like, "Yo, what's going on with you, bro?" He's like, "Bro, what's good with you?" I was like, "What's good?" He's like, "Man, that joint we did is fire, dude. I can't wait till you hear it." I said, the joint we did. What are you talking about? What joint did we do?" He was like, the joint. Dot manager ain't tell you?" I was like, "Nah." He was like, "Well, he told me that you couldn't find you couldn't find the session, so I just went with the 2 track." Artists. This is why I'm so adamant about being on top of your game. Producers, be on top of your game. Build relationships with people. When you know you have a relationship with somebody and you can call them and say, "Well, bro, nah, that don't even sound right. Let me call Nito to see what's going on." At this point in time, again, I don't know how many thousands of beats that were sold. And the person that I am now, I understand that music business can be predatory, but a lot of that stuff is built on relationships. A lot of it, music business, and I'm repeating myself because I want to make sure people get it. Music business can be predatory, but it's based off of the relationships that you build in the industry. Case in point, with the Timbaland situation. Of course, us content creators, us independents, we will call that predatory. Right? We'll say, "Nah, Tim, you stealing beats from people? That's nasty. How you stealing? How?" For me, if we caught you stealing a beat, we caught you doing a lie, we caught you lying on a live stream. How many other times did it? How many other times have you done this? How many other times have you done it? How many other times have you done this before the internet came? Before people could fact check you on a lot of stuff? How many different beats do you have under litigation? How many? And this is the stuff that opens up it opens up Pandora's box. It's kind of like the Puff situation. I'm not putting Tim in the Puff category. I was joking when I did that earlier. I would never put that on anybody. If like Diddy is a nasty dude, Timbaland's nasty for something different, but nowhere near as that. That's DV. That's some other stuff, right? But if we caught you doing this stuff, how many other beats do you have in litigation? How many other producers have you not paid? And this is what makes me cynical. This is what makes me whenever I have, and there's been some people to reach out to me on socials, and when they reach out, I'm very hesitant to do anything with them because I know a lot of y'all have ulterior motives. I got an ulterior motive too. Y'all want to hear what my ulterior motive is? I got mad ulterior motives. I'm gonna tell y'all what one of my ulterior motives are. One of my ulterior motives is to make sure every time I post a beat on social media, I register everything. I got to make sure every publishing situation is set up, and I want to make sure as many people hear it as possible. And if somebody does steal it, I already got the publishing for it. I'm already going to have you in litigation. I already have a record of that being produced. I already got a paper trail. Every piece of content that's posted on my wall. Try me if you want to. Try me if you want to. Text today. Oh, no, that's mine. Thank you. That's one of my ulterior motives because I know you got to do business. You have to be on socials. You have to be visible. You got to post as much as possible, right? That's one of my motives. And one of my real ulterior motives is to make sure I give as much to people as possible. And see, every time somebody says ulterior motive, we got to put a negative connotation to it. It don't have to be negative. It don't have to be. And this is why I think we are in a new space where a lot of content creators, musicians, producers, singers, dancers, not the IG dancers though, not just the ones that just shaking, not them. But everybody is kind of getting hip to the only real ways to sustainability is to build it yourself. The only real way to sustainability is to build it yourself. Now, this is the thing. In building something yourself, that does not mean you have to own everything 100%. You can do real partnerships. But I'm going to tell you this. Before you get in bed with somebody and do a good partnership, make sure that their motives and your motives align. Because if it don't, then they're going to use you. They are going to use the mess out of you. So now, go back to Timbaland, and I got more subjects to talk about. But I told y'all the majority of this hour is going to be Timbaland. Because I think so many people are just so freaking trustworthy. All of y'all people that's going to these studios to vibe, stop. All of the people that's going to these studio sessions and y'all are here to vibe, stop. Please stop. Stop immediately. I'm gonna tell you why, and this is let Unc sit down. We just having a cup of coffee and we having a bagel and a cup of coffee. We just having a sit down today. The reason you don't want to do a whole lot of you don't want to do a whole lot of vibe sessions and we gonna go chill and we gonna hang and all that stuff. Everybody in that studio don't have the same motives. You got some people that's in the studio, they gonna come in and they say, yo, this joint fire, right? Ain't got a lick of musical sense, ain't got a lick of musical knowledge, they ain't got no musical abilities. They just came in the studio and they say, oh, yo, y'all cooking up some fire, right? A lot of the times we would call that the manager. But even with that, let's make sure his motives are clear. Let's make sure that everything that I'm looking to pursue is the same thing that you're looking to pursue. We want to make sure everybody benefits in the end. If it's only you that benefits in the end, somebody's motives was not clear. Case in point, same dude comes in the studio. We could all identify him as a manager and say, yo, you don't really play nothing, but you seem like you got the gift of gab. You could talk to a lot of people. Why don't you think about managing us? He say, well, nah, I don't want to manage. Just let me produce. I'm a producer. I'm a producer with y'all. I'm a producer with y'all. I'm an executive producer. No, you're not. You're not going to do that. I'm going to tell y'all why. Game. This is free game. I'm giving you free game. The reason you don't want that person to be executive producer or be in the list of producers is because now that goes from finder's fee or that goes from manager fee to now that producer is affiliated with the publishing rights to that song forever. I.e., every time you get a royalty check, he get a royalty check. Every time he gets some publishing, he gets some publishing. Now, if that's going to be the way that y'all set y'all contracts up, cool. Let's make sure all of that stuff is out in the open. Let's make sure it's out in the open. If it's not, then now we got a lot of hiccups. That's where, at least for me in the past, that's where the issues normally came up because everybody's motive wasn't clear. What you plan on getting in the end was not clear. For me, I might be cool with saying, all right, look, I want to make sure we get to $10 million. Once we get to $10 million, let's reassess this deal. Let's reassess this contract and see if we can renegotiate a little bit differently. Because guess what? If we got to 10 million and I made 10 million, I'm sure you made what, 20%? I'm sure you made at least 2 million off of my 10. See what I'm saying? But if that's not clear, now by the time you get to 10 million, it's like, well, nah, look, instead of 20, I want 30%. And every time you hit another 10 million, their percentage goes up. It's in the paperwork. They hide a lot of stuff in the paperwork. All right, so I think we got that. No more vibe sessions. Hopefully y'all taking notes. No more vibe sessions. We're not going to studios to vibe. If you're going to the studio to vibe, let that be in your house. Don't go partner with different people because everybody's motive ain't the same. If you go make a beat And this is something that was happening when I first moved to Georgia. A few people will invite me to the studio session, and as I'm the new guy, in the city. I need to get in front of as many people as possible. I said I'm gonna go do the session, right? But I learned real quick. I learned very quickly. If I create something in your studio, and you got the stems to what I just created in your computer, then you have the official master. You have the rights to the whole session that's in your computer. Nah, I'm good. Because what can they do with that master session? I'm gonna tell you everything that they could do with that session. What they could do, they could say, all right, look, I know Mag did something with it. I think we can negotiate with him. Let's just pay him 500. Let's pay him 500, and we could pay him 500. Then we can go to Orchard. Orchard is a publishing company. We can go to Orchard and see if we can do a publishing deal, a producer's publishing deal, and I'm gonna put like 8 different producers on this one publishing deal, and I'm gonna just pay them out. I mean, if we get 100,000, I could pay them like 10. I can pay them all 10. So he get 2,500. He get 2,500. He get 2,500, and we just use them all as workhorses. We just use them all as workhorses. How about that? And this is the stuff that's happened in the business forever. This is the stuff that's happened forever, but everybody's in the vibes. I'm just trying to come catch a vibe, big bruh. I'm trying to smoke them. No, we not doing that. That's why we not doing that. What happens in the end with that? And now if you go to a studio that's anywhere like mine's, oh yeah, we recording content. We recording content. Content you should be getting paid at least 4 or 5 times. 4 or 5 times every month. You should be getting paid back to back on content. Should I break it down? I can break it down. I don't know if I get it to y'all. I don't know if I get it to you. But you should be getting paid 4 or 5 times for content. So I'm gonna say again, shouts out to K Fresh. K Fresh is phenomenal producer. Timbaland, you nasty for that. And we're gonna just see where this goes. We're gonna see where it goes. We're gonna see where it goes. All right. And also, if anybody has any questions, what up, Big Shane? I ain't seen you in a minute, big dog. What's good? But if anybody has any questions in the chat, make sure you put them in the chat. I got a few other things to talk about. Then I got to get out of here. I got a meeting at 1, and I got to tend to my daughter. So, all right. So, something else that came up this week in in music business. I know we all saw the BET Awards. I didn't see the awards. I've seen clips of it. I don't believe in using my good alive time to watch certain shows. Another one of those shows I don't believe in spending my time to watch. Love and Hip Hop. Any of those type of reality shows, it don't feed me. It don't. Let's do this. I feel like I need to hug everybody that's just watching the podcast. All of my youngins is in high school. All my fellas, all my ladies. I just need to give y'all a big hug because y'all don't know. Y'all don't know exactly. Y'all don't know what's going on. Anytime you watch certain shows, and now I'll talk about Straw for a little bit. I'm assuming everybody's seen Straw by now, Tyler Perry Straw. I'm going to say shouts out to Tyler Perry. I am in Atlanta, and I ain't going to miss no bag up. I ain't going to miss no bag up. Opportunity! No. No. Hey, this ain't nothing. Tyler, this ain't nothing about you. This ain't about you. It's about me. It's not you, it's me. But I think everybody's seen Straw or seen clips from Straw by now. I have a few takes on this. I don't per se agree with people taking in certain types of content. We turned Straw on, and if y'all don't know, Straw is a Tyler Perry movie that's on Netflix currently. Y'all can go watch it. It's a good movie. But what I'm noticing, Tyler's starting to get into that poverty. I started poverty music. I think I might go to poverty movie now. I might start poverty. That's a poverty movie. I noticed that Tyler Perry always goes towards the black women. And he always feeds the ego of black women. Not necessarily the good part of a black woman's ego. Because I do believe women need a certain amount of that to function. Right? I got 2 daughters. I refuse to build them as weak women. They're not going to be weak. My daughters are going to know everything as it relates to real estate. They're going to know everything that relates to cryptocurrency, investments, ETFs, They're gonna know all of this stuff, music business. They're gonna know everything, right? So therefore, yeah, they're gonna have to get with somebody that's on that same space or willing to learn, right? But what I notice is with Tyler Perry, he always feeds the negative side of black families. The negative side of black families. I can't remember. I think Jania's the girl, and Taraji. And see, that's why I got to be light too. I got to be super light. I'm friends with Taraji and the family, so I'm gonna be super selective with what I say. I think the idea of the Tyler Perry movie, the Straw movie, it's a good movie if it was just content, but it's not just content. For him, it might be because he's gonna collect the bag and go to his dope house in Douglasville and run it up. Cool. For the average black woman that might be growing up in a single household, this is very problematic. And I ain't gonna lie, it was a little bit triggering for me. I grew up with my mom being a single parent, right? It was triggering for me to see some of that stuff because I know a part of that is how I grew up. A part of it is how I grew up. And it was so many different innuendos that seemed like it fed on a corporation or the man being the what is it, the pessimist, I guess that's what it is. I think that's the word I'm looking for. But they leaned in on the man being the problem. I don't know if y'all realize this, and like I can't watch movies the same way since I started doing podcasts. I can't unsee certain things. Every time they cut to a shot of a man, a black man, watch, come with me. Every time they cut to a shot of a black man, he was probably under under duress, where he didn't have the money. He's just broke. He needs you to help him out. He's just sitting over there and he's a bum. The Sinbad character. I love the fact that he casted Sinbad for a character. I love the fact that he casted Sinbad as a character. But why did he have to make Sinbad a homeless black man that was sitting on the edge of the curb? And now he got money from a woman that was already stressed and already not able to make ends meet for herself. That was the position. And see, I said I can't unsee certain movies a certain way. So yeah, Sinbad's a bum in the movie. He's getting money from Janaya, who's struggling, and she got two jobs. She's trying to make ends meet. The daughter's sick. Okay. The black man down. Okay. The second black man, and this is I see movies a certain way. The second black man, the police officer that was with Tiana Taylor. He wasn't giving her the benefit of the doubt. Every time Tiana Taylor would have a idea, the black man had to be like, nah, I don't think that's a good idea. Nah, I don't think this is a nah. It was like it was complete separation from black to black. But who was the savior? Who believed in Tiana Taylor? Who said, yo, I think nah, let's hear her out. I think she got some good points to make. It was the white man. It was the white man. And everything that the black is, and I was just like, how ain't nobody seeing this? Ain't nobody seeing this. So and this is it's a subliminal conscience that's being fed on a consistent basis. So now you get that in the movie. You see Janaya break her. She completely breaks, and then at the end of the movie, you see where everybody loses. Nobody technically wins. The black woman saved the other black woman. And it's like the black man was the issue, and the dad wasn't there for the Janaya's kid, and I was just like, yo, this is. Yeah. You say what? Don't forget the chief. Yeah, and this is, bruh. This is all of this stuff is subliminally feeding us on a certain frequency. This is subliminally feeding us on a certain frequency, and we gotta wise up, y'all. We gotta wise up. It's not just content. None of this stuff is just content. It's always feeding you something. So even though Taraji did her thing, because that's family right there. That's family. Taraji, you did your thing. You killed your role. Tiana Taylor, you did okay. I was like, ah. Tiana Taylor, yeah. She looked pretty. She looked nice. I expect a little bit more, but y'all did a good job on the movie. But it's just I can't. We got to do better, yo. We got to do better. Everything that's being fed to us subliminally is nasty work. It's nasty work. Do I got time for one more? I got time for one more. We got time for one more. All right, so all of my gospel heads, all of my gospel heads, I love y'all. Come here. I pray for you. Hopefully you pray for me. Get his black A off the screen. Now I'm here. I built it. It's mine. I'm here. So look, we had the awards. It's so much stuff. I ain't got that much time. Okay, I'm gonna just go. We had the BET Awards last week, and I was itching to get up in front of this microphone. I was like, "Oh, I ain't got no time. I wanted to do an emergency pod." But this is the thing. Shouts out to no. First off, shouts out to BET. Y'all didn't spare any costs. Y'all did. This was actually a very classy BET Awards. It was very classy. I appreciate it. Really, really classy. Y'all got Kevin Hart. Very good move. Chef's kiss. All right. But this is some of the things. This is some of my issues. Right. One issue. I didn't know. And y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. I didn't know that Glorilla was a gospel artist. Let that sink in. I didn't know that Glorilla was a gospel artist. Right. When did she change genres? so, so, Glorilla, Glorilla won the gospel award, inspirational gospel award for from the BET Awards this year, and this is what I'm gonna say. And this y'all think I be joking for the most part, but this is what I'm gonna say. Segregation is good. Segregate. I ain't talking about like in the Jim Crow type of way. Not. Yo, We Pump Beats said that made me bump. Me too. Look, segregation is good. AI's gonna have a ball with this statement. Segregation is good. It is. I'm gonna tell you why. If gospel people and the unfortunate thing is Kurt Franklin welcomed all of this because Kurt Franklin has been one of the gospel people or a gospel Christian artist that's always worked with secular artists. Kurt has always been that guy. I love Kurt for that. But this is some of the stuff that you're gonna get when you do that, right? So yeah, Glorilla wins the gospel music award for this year. She said she didn't realize that Kurt was gonna do a song with her, and this is what I'm gonna say. I think this is what happened. I'm just trying to make sense out of it. I think what happened is they started running out of who they could give awards to, and they probably was like, okay, let's see, who is Glorilla signed to? Let's look at this right quick. Let me look this up right quick, and I think this will give us some. This will give us a little bit of context. Glorilla. All right. Let's see. Is Glorilla named Gloria? I bet her name is Gloria. That is a 80s. That's a 1980s name. Yep, Gloria. Her name. I'm not doing this. Yo, don't judge me. We listen and we don't judge. Oh, I don't know who started that challenge, but we judging. All right, I'm about to pull this up on the screen. I'm gonna read it for everybody on TikTok. I did not know this was Glorilla's name. Oh, all my audio listeners, I'm sorry. Y'all about to see why I'm laughing in a minute. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen so y'all can see it. All right, hold on. Y'all see it. All right, you see it. Let's read. It's gonna be the church. Just the church. Let the church read and read. Glorilla, born July 28th. She got a birthday coming up. Glorilla, born July 28th. Her name is Glorilla. I mean Gloria. Hallelujah Woods. Let that sink in. Mm-hmm. Gloria. Hallelujah Woods. Y'all got to y'all. I can't make this stuff up. There's a lot of different people in this world. Shane, Big Shane. Yeah, that's her name for real. She deserved the Gospel Music Award, dude. You know what? Shouts out to Glow. Shouts out to. It's in her name. It's in her name. It's hallelujah. Oh, I got so many jokes that's just floating in my head for that one. Yes. Kay said I'm weak. Hey, hey, stop. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. So now, okay, I'm going to take back everything that I said. Glorilla deserves the Gospel Music Award. All of her regular music, all her regular music don't count. It don't count. All the pussy popping don't count. It don't count. Twerking, all the twerking, BBLs, boobs, don't count. Her name is literally Hallelujah. But what I was gonna say is segregation can be good. Come with me. If we would have segregated ourselves away from people like Timbaland and these bums, they would not be taking our stuff. Segregate. When you segregate yourself away from a certain genre, what happens? That genre wins. Country music. Segregate. Call people out on it. Call people out on it. Hey, you know what? Beyonce, you are not gonna do this. I can imagine all the white country artists were saying that too. Beyonce, we are not gonna let you do that. You're Beyonce. I mean, god dang. You wanna come over here to us. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Something else too. And I want this is the last. I saw an interview with K Michelle magazine or something like that, right? So it's a white lady, of course, country music. It's a white lady. But she's sitting over on this corner, K Michelle sitting on the other corner, and the white lady says, so when did you decide that you wanted to go ahead and do country since you didn't come up in it? For me, I was like, yeah, that makes perfect. That was a great question. That is a really good question. That's what the white lady said. So K Michelle sat for a little bit. She said, "What you mean I didn't grow up in it? I'm from Tennessee. I grew up in country. This is how I live. This what." And for me, I wanted to take up for the white lady. I was like, why are you saying this to this white lady? She ain't did nothing to you. She asked you a question. Cause so, what the lady meant. This is what the white lady meant. And when she asked, if people stop getting defensive and just answer the question for what it is, then we'll be okay. We'll be okay. What the white lady meant by you, since you didn't grow up in country music and you didn't come up in country music and you're not known for country music, what made you want to come over here and start singing country? Because we've been doing this. We have lived on the farms forever. Them hats that y'all wearing at the Beyonce concert, we've been doing that. Them country westerns, we've been had songs synced in those. So what made you want to come over there? Because last time I checked, you had the BBL and you was on Love and Hip Hop. If it was a black person asking the question, that's how I would have asked it. I would have asked the question like that. Girl, you know good and well. You did not grow up, you know. We know you as DK Michelle, the singing R&B music. What made you do a country song? a country album. Don't tell me you grew up in. No, you wanted to pivot. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Say you wanted to pivot, but she got defensive. She said, "I grew up in country music. I'm from." I was about to say something. Can't ban me for that though. Angry black woman. It's the angry black woman. All right. Oh Jesus. We got to cut out the foolishness, y'all. We got to cut it out. She got mad defensive. All right, I think I'm done. But I got way more, but I'm not gonna do that today. All right, let me read the chat a little bit. I was trying to be versatile, but saying it's bruh. Hold on, what's your name? Tavell. Exactly. She just said I was trying to change it up a little bit. She got mad defensive. I mean, I think you asking me that question. Y'all right there. She started snatching air. Anytime they start snatching air, just stop. It's not nothing's good. Nothing good is gonna come out of this if they start snatching air. I mean, I've been on that kryptonite. Oh Jesus. But hopefully y'all enjoyed today's show. I enjoyed it. A lot of humor in this. A lot of humor. A lot of humor. Let me read the chat for a hot second. See what we got. Kay said there are 2 country genres now. You're right. There's 2 country genres. See why is it 2 countries? You got black and you got the white country. What is that? Segregation. Segregate. Just separation is good. I'm probably making Farrakhan happy. He like, you right, my brother. Segregation is good, my brother. Oh man, I enjoyed this show today. This was fun. We 64. Oh, you ain't said that. Let's see. She went to college on Yodeling scholarship. I don't even care. Okay. See, they ain't gonna do it. She like Okay, I understand that she went to college on the yodeling scholarship, but we know K Michelle for. Hold up, man. Hold up, man. Y'all testing my genius, man. Y'all testing my genius. Yo, Pastor Savage, did you know Glorilla's middle name was Hallelujah? I'm not lying. Hallelujah. Ooh wee. I'm gonna have some fun with that for the next 2 years. Oh my God. See, if I'm looking at K Michelle, no. This is the K Michelle that we know right here. We know this K Michelle. Let me see. Stop playing me. Don't play me. She may have yodeled a little bit in there, but that ain't country music. Stop playing. Stop playing. And I got a whole nother reason why I think she started doing country music, but I ain't gonna say it. I got a whole nother reason why K Michelle probably doing country music, but I ain't gonna say it. That might be for a Patreon episode. I can't say that on this one. Nah. Okay, can't hear nothing. Oh, okay, you good. So anyway, hopefully y'all enjoyed today's show. I enjoyed bringing this to y'all. Please make sure you go to the Patreon. We are now officially uploading more content on Patreon. All of the people that wanted to do my 30 for 30 social media challenge, it is officially on Patreon. All 30 days with me coaching y'all through for an hour a day is on Patreon. Exclusive content on Patreon. I think the cheapest tier is free. See, look at that. See, y'all be like, I ain't paying nothing. I got you. So what's your problem now? Huh? What's your problem now? The first tier is free. The next tier is $4.99. The other tier is $20. A $20 fee. I mean $20. What is it called? Tier. We got questions and we got coaching calls and we got a lot of stuff that's going on $20 tier. So please make sure you holler at the Patreon and I'll see y'all next week. Peace. Yes, sir.